All right. Saturday night live stream. What up, everybody? Got some people in here early. Danny's on his way here. He'll be in here shortly. Don't mind me. I'm just grabbing my backpack out of my car. George or Jorge, however you pronounce that. First one in here. This is nasty, but reality. LOL. Chuba Hubbard, Craig Reynolds with Swift and Williams both out now, or Jordan Howard. Yikes. Give me Chuba Hubbard. He does get the primary ball carrier role. So I'll take Chuba Hubbard there. Realistically, it's a horrible decision to have to make, but I'll take Chuba Hubbard of options.
Yeah, I agree. There, let me just do that.
I think one of my beers exploded in my backpack.
Actually?
I can't tell. Yeah, it definitely did.
Figure that out, and I'll get some questions. This is nasty. Oh, yeah, you read this. Should I start Stevenson and Devontae Freeman over Foreman and Michelle? Yeah, I would personally. With Darrell Henderson expected back, it's close between Michelle and Freeman. I don't know. Where would you lean between Freeman and Michelle?
Freeman and Michelle. I
think Stevenson's for sure the play there.
In my rankings right now, I have Michelle over Freeman slightly.
Makes sense, yeah. I think they're probably both like fringe, like top 25 type of options.
Yeah.
And then I think for sure you got to go Stevenson the way he's been playing, obviously. I
have him like RB13 this week. Yeah. Like I have him pretty high.
No fancy questions, just here to say screw the Pats. Is there, Brock? Is there? Also, Hunter Henry is probably going to go off this game. I could see it, honestly. I think this is going to be a good game. This is a good game.
This is piss flat, bro. It exploded and now it's piss flat.
I'm not sure if you guys
dumping that one. That's why you don't leave fucking beers in your car in the fucking winter in Canada.
Dude, fucking so I went
look at that. You see all the mountains? Look how cold that is.
Bro. As soon as so I left I parked my car outside my cousin's house because I was there for a little bit. And then when I went back to my car, everything was fucking frozen. I had to start it for like 5-10 minutes just to make sure I can even go.
True.
Dylan says, should I start Stevenson over Gibson? I would start Stevenson. I would start Stevenson
over Gibson?
I would, man, honestly.
Dude, McKissick, he cleared the concussion protocol, but he didn't practice with a neck injury. So I think McKissick's going to be out again.
The reason why I have a little bit more pause because it's a Tuesday game as well, but that's
close. I guess you got a little bit more time now.
I would personally go Stevenson. I think he's gonna have a really good fucking game. And you said you have him RB13. I got to check my rankings, but I wouldn't be shocked if I have him even higher. By the way, those should be inputted fully by the end of this live stream for those of you that want to ask.
Mine are up there right now. I updated them about an hour ago for those of you guys that need a quick answer. If you want to hop into the live stream, quickly check what we got in terms of our rankings. You guys can check the link in the description. They should be good to go there.
Picked up some Parsons merch, so we're chilling.
Oh yeah,
had to rep it, man. You know, plus he tweeted out like, for those of you who get merch right now, like you're in a chance to win one of 2 signed jerseys. So I'm like, fucking, I was looking for a sweater anyways. Maybe I win a jersey. I didn't win that, but I mean the sweater's still pretty sick. Do you think Lockett is worth waiting to see if active? Also have Van Jefferson for worst case scenario. Kirk and Gallup need 2 wide receivers, much appreciated. I mean, I don't mind going with Kirk with Deontay.
I would start Lockett over all those options, assuming he's playing. Now, and to be honest, I would start Van Jefferson over Kirk and Gallup.
I agree, but I'm saying, like, would you start Kirk in case Lockett isn't available?
Well, he said also have. Oh, I guess you're going to be starting Van Jefferson anyway.
I don't mind going Kirk as a standalone, and if Lockett plays, just playing Lockett. But obviously, if Lockett doesn't play, you can play Van.
Yeah, ideally, I'd like to go Lockett and Van with that question. But if you want to hedge your bets a little bit and only play one of those guys, I'd probably go with Kirk as the other one that I would play for sure.
That's a good situation to be in. I think all those receivers are going to be pretty good this week if they all play. Got hit with COVID plus injury bug and got Kelt. Yeah. Speaking of, I'll quickly say it was a funny thing. In one of my home leagues, the guy who had Kelsey started 7-2 said in our league chat, he's like feeling lonely at the top. Lost his last 5 games, finished 7th place, so 1 spot out of the playoffs, and then has Kelsey when he's not even in the play. So it's just the
Dude,
slap.
you want to hear something crazy? One of my puppy 3 teams actually snuck through with Kelsey, got to the playoffs, and I also have Herbert and Keenan Allen on that team. So I literally had a nice quarterfinals rounds to start off, and that team actually also has who's my quarter? Oh, has Justin Fields too. So like Justin Fields wasn't giving me anything really for my quarterback position with Herbert as my main QB. So definitely loving to see that. As far as Pionio's question, Stevenson, Gaskin,
Stevenson,
Sanders,
Penny.
Penny. I'm going with Gaskin and Stevenson there.
I'm going with Stevenson and Penny.
Really, you'd go Penny over
Yeah.
Gaskin?
Yeah.
I mean, see, the
Again,
sketchy thing with the one thing that gets me a little bit nervous about Gaskin is the fact that he didn't really practice a whole lot this week because he was on the COVID list. But they're playing the Jets, man. Like, and Gaskin had 2 rushing touchdowns against the Jets a few weeks ago. And I know his role relative to what Rashad Penny kind of represents. So I'd rather just go with Gaskin and Stevenson there.
fair. Also, did you get to Paul's super chat? I just noticed it.
No, I didn't see it.
Okay. Hold on to where we left off. Sorry about that,
Yeah,
Paul, by the way, if we missed it, but 2 minutes, so it's not the worst. But either way, Dallas Goddard or Mike Gesicki, full PPR. Thanks. This is a close one.
There's no chance I sit Mike Gesicki with no Jalen Waddle this week. There's no chance.
I mean, yeah, like again, it's a close one. I would go with Gesicki, but I do think that on that game, Tuesday game, correct? No, that's the Washington Eagles.
Yeah,
game.
I actually have to adjust Gesicki in my rankings. I haven't actually moved him since Waddle was out.
I mean, I think he's a clear-cut top 6 type of option this week for sure.
Yeah, they're playing. I don't know if you said it's a Tuesday game. They're playing at 1 on Sunday.
Paul, you sent in 2 super chats. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. I just got in. But appreciate that.
The only guys I have ranked higher than Gesicki for reference this week are Andrews, Gronkowski, Kelsey, and Kittle.
Okay. But yeah, I would go with Gesicki. Again, appreciate the super chat. Let's get to your second question. Sorry for the hold up there, by the way. He says, need RB2 flex, Stevenson, Devontae, Zeke, full PPR. I would go with Stevenson and Zeke here, personally.
Yeah, I would too. As much as Parker's in a pretty good spot here, I can't trust him over those options. And like Zeke, to Zeke's credit, he's looked like shit the last 2 weeks. But to Zeke's credit, he's playing 2 of the top 5 run defenses in the league the last 2 weeks against Washington and New Orleans. So this week presents a much better matchup for him. The Giants are not nearly as good against the run as those other 2 teams.
And again, maybe it's a Fugazi because people like reports will always come out, but apparently this has been Zeke's best week of practice in terms of the injury as it's related for these past several weeks. So again, maybe it's nothing, but maybe he is starting to get healthy.
I wish he was less high owned in DFS. Like I look at his ownership, he's going to be one of the highest owned running backs because the running back slate is so shitty. But I kind of wish this was like a bigger running back slate because then he would get no ownership and then I would play him.
I want to say a quick thing on Zeke too, by the way. I'm not sure if you paid attention yesterday, but Ron was having a way too early, like 2022 draft.
Yeah, I saw it.
So I hopped into it before I went to Spider-Man, and I got Zeke in the mid-3rd round. And it's like, okay, he's been hurt this year, but Dallas isn't just going to hand the reins to Tony Pollard. Like, this is still going to be a guy that...
Well, what is his contract situation? Are they in danger of cutting him?
I think the year after would be the money spot for him. Again, this is going to be something we'll look into all offseason, but if Zeke's on the Cowboys, as much as people want to see Tony Pollard get the ball, like Zeke's going to be the main back.
I think it's going to depend on how he closes out the season, man, because if he looks really bad the rest of the season, maybe gets injured or something and gets put on season-ending IR, like we saw the Rams eat a shit ton of money for Todd Gurley to get off that team. Like it wouldn't shock me if Zeke were cut. I don't know what the financials are, so maybe it's unrealistic. But
I just think it's a different situation because at least we saw Zeke look good and efficient when he was healthy this year.
Right, but to our fantasy arguments all off season where you were higher on Zeke and I wasn't. My point was that he would eventually kind of the workload he's had over the course of his career would catch up with him. Anyway, this is not Zeke hour. We have a lot of questions for people to get into. I'll let you close it out real quick.
I'm just gonna say one more thing. While Zeke was again a mid-3rd round pick, we saw Joe Mixon at the top of the 2nd round. It just kind of it feels like they basically swapped ADPs from where they were going into the year because Zeke was like the locked and loaded, like back end, mid end type of 1st round pick, while Mixon was like the 2-3 turn. It feels like they kind of just swapped ADPs because they swapped situations. Like Mixon's having a Zeke season, And Zeke's for all accounts is having a mixing season for
I can tell you right now, I wasn't in on Zeke this year. I sure as shit won't be touching him with a 10-foot pole next year.
Not even in the mid third.
Nope, not a chance. That's the dead zone, my friend. I will be taking wide receivers there.
Interesting.
First round exit is my middle name. True.
Yeah.
Nate, we got a big matchup this week, brother. I don't think anybody's playing tonight on either of our teams, and we didn't have anybody on Thursday, so we might have a little Sunday showdown. But for my sake, I need Lamar to miss this game because he has the Lamar Hollywood stack, and if Lamar misses, then that'll really help me advance to the next round. I got some good matchups though with Adams expected to be in a really good spot this week. Debo's got a great matchup too. Should be a close one. He's got a really good team, so hopefully I can take him down.
For sure. And again, Paul says, thanks, fellas. Appreciate the advice anytime. Appreciate the super chats as well. We actually got a couple of members' comments here as well from Jared. I'm going to quickly go to. Again, if you guys want to be a member of the channel, get the answers right away for your questions. $5 a month in terms of Canadian. Obviously, if you're American, that's going to be, give them the fee.
$3.50 or whatever.
$50. So become a member of the channel. Hey, in terms of Jared, sup, boys, playing against JT in round 1 of the playoffs. Wish me luck. Well, should I go with Crowder, Bateman, or Gainwell full PPR? So good luck against JT. I think if you were going to pick a matchup for him, you would pick the Pats because there's no other defense that you would realistically pick for an opposing running back to go against. In terms of the second part of this question, Crowder, Bateman, or Gainwell,
if Lamar plays, give me Bateman pretty easily, I think.
That's the thing. Like, we're not going to know that right now. Again, yeah, if Lamar plays, it's for sure Bateman. If Lamar does not play, though, I will go with Crowder full PPR, though. That's a little bit gross because I made that bet last week. I said, Crowder should be really good. And then, like, DJ Montgomery was getting touches. So the Jets are just whatever.
Yeah. Thankfully, they're getting some help. You know what I kind of find annoying is that when Mike White and Joe Flacco were starting, they had Michael Carter playing really well. They had Elijah Moore out there. And then, like, as soon as Zach Wilson comes back, Elijah Moore gets hurt. Michael Carter goes out. Like, all their tackles are injured. Anyway, at least Carter will be back this week.
I'll say one more thing. Haha, my bad, bro. I traded Kelsey in a league for Kittle and Pollard, and I played the team that traded Kittle in the first round of the playoffs. Yeah, good luck. I mean, I think that's a pretty fair trade. Again, when Pollard's healthy, he's obviously like a fringe RB2-3 type. And then the discrepancy with Kittle and Kelsey, obviously Kelsey had a phenomenal week this week, but the way Kittle's been playing, I think Kittle might work his way into the second round next year, given what we've seen.
Yeah, for sure.
So, again, appreciate that regardless.
Right, and to Danny's point, if you want to become a member, it's literally like $3.50 a month. You don't have to super chat us to skip the line, which I think is probably the biggest feature that we can offer you guys, because I know, nobody wants to have to super chat to get their question answered. So, that's something very simple. It's essentially one super chat a month if you think about it that way. So, Nuke, should I go with Stevenson tonight? I have Patterson at wide receiver, Kamara and Robinson at RB, flex, Chase, or Stevenson. I would start Stevenson over James Robinson personally.
Yeah, I would easily.
Yeah, like pretty comfortably, to be honest. Like, I know that the narrative this week is like James Robinson's going to get fed or whatever, and that probably is true. But at the same time, like, Stevenson's going to get fed too, and I trust his offense, his offensive line, the offense in general to move the ball more. I also think he's like a good enough running back, at least from what I've seen so far of him in the NFL, that I think he's going to be efficient also. So again, I'm probably going to sit James Robinson of the options you have here. I'm going to go with Jamar Chase, Kamara, Stevenson, and Patterson in there. I mean, I guess you could make the argument against Chase versus Patterson, and then maybe you can fit Robinson into your flex if you sit Cordero Patterson. I don't think that's a terrible option. I don't mind sitting Cordero Patterson, but I think I would go with the guys I just mentioned there.
For sure. So you have where we left off actually on the super chat here from David. Appreciate that. $5 Canadian. He says half PPR need to Aaron Jones, James Robinson, Javonte Williams, Ramondre Stevenson. So out of those two, do you have any reports on how Aaron Jones is recovering from his injuries? I know.
So Aaron Jones came back last week and wasn't actually like limited by any, like, he wasn't like limited coming into the game, and he was just kind of playing like a smaller role. He only got 20% of the rush attempts for the Packers. So I think he's healthy, man. Like, I don't think we have anything really to worry about from a health perspective. We just got to worry about the fact that they are kind of splitting this backfield a little bit more. And not only that, but the game script will kind of favor the type of running back that AJ Dillon is, who's going to like grind out the clock in the fourth quarter if the Packers are really ahead in this game. So I'm still cool with going Aaron Jones and Javonte Williams. I don't know, man. These guys are all in like so Robinson is clearly out in this conversation for me. Even though he has a good matchup, I'm probably sitting Robinson. Between the other three guys, the workload definitely favors Stevenson out of these guys. So I probably lean him first and then Aaron Jones after that because, I'll trust the offense a little bit more with Jones than I will with Javonte.
That's exactly how I have it as well. Quickly, one thing from Jared, 40. Now it's 45, only 7 likes. If there's only 7 likes on the stream, come on, guys. I want to see those numbers up to at least, we'll make it easy, 25 in the next 10 seconds. If you're watching the stream, you're enjoying, you're getting your questions answered, make sure you leave a like because at the end of the day here, we're trying to grow here. We're not a small channel by any means, but we're on our way close to 10K. So help us out. Yeah. Appreciate that.
Okay, I got it up here. We got
perfect.
Maximus says, out of these 4, pick 2, Michael Carter, Sony, Cooks, Penny. Brandon Cooks to me easily in my lineup of these options. And then I'm probably going to go with Sony Michel as my other option.
I'd go Carter.
Really? You'd pick Carter over both of these guys?
Yeah. I'll go Cooks and Carter.
Really? I'm kind of surprised you have Carter rated that high.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm going to have my full rankings out on the spreadsheet, but
the thing with Carter is that Coleman is back too, right? And the biggest games that Carter had was when Coleman was out. So not that I think Carter is not going to be the primary ball carrier. He definitely probably will lead this backfield in touches, but I mean, they're playing against the Dolphins. The Dolphins defense has played a lot better recently. I don't think the Jets are going to be really all that competitive in this game. To be honest, the Dolphins are favored by 9.5, and I think I would take the Dolphins against the spread.
I just think out of those running backs, you could pretty much lock and load Carter for A, the most overall volume, and B, especially the most receiving work. The matchup isn't ideal with the way the Dolphins defense has been playing, but I think Michael Carter's proven that he's at least an efficient enough player to not have a 1.8 yard per carry type of game. And if he's getting, again, like 4 to 6 targets, I mean, fucking DJ Montgomery got that last week, and I think it's pretty safe to say that Carter's going to be more involved in the game plan than DJ Montgomery.
True. So, all right, so I'd go with Cooks and Sony. Danny'd go with Cooks and Carter. If that didn't help you, apologize. Scott says Stevenson, Barkley, or Freeman could play 2, but I have Ayuk in the flex. I'd sit Ayuk and play Stevenson and Barkley personally. Ayuk is probably going to see a good helping of AJ Terrell. And AJ Terrell's been one of the best corners in the league this year, legitimately. So I'm probably going to stay away from him and go with the 2 running backs at the top there.
Fully agree with you. Hines may be a sneaky play as well. I'm expecting a lot cheaper. Yeah, I don't mind that as well. I think, again, like if there's any team that's going to be able to slow down JT, which is saying a lot because he's been playing like, I think, unarguably the best running back in the league thus far. If there's one team that's going to be able to slow him down, though, it's the Pats. And we have seen Hines in these big spots in these big games be able to produce, particularly through the air. So I don't mind that. Again, if you want to go with a sneaky, I wouldn't say captain play, but if you want to go with a sneaky play, obviously in showdown, I think Hines is going to be a good option.
I'm literally throwing Hines into my lineup as he says that because I tend to agree with him, and he's actually only 2,800 on here too.
Yep.
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to put him in because then it kind of messes with the whole flow of my team. I kind of stacked up. I put Stevenson in the captain slot, and then I also threw Patriots D and Kendrick Bourne.
I like that.
They're on the Patriots side of things, and then I stacked up a couple Colts. I threw JT, T.Y. Hilton, and
are we doing a contest for us?
Pardon?
Are we doing a contest with Lucas and stuff?
I think so. Yeah, I'll throw the same lineup in that contest. Maybe
I haven't entered. That's why I got.
Yeah, I don't know if we're even doing it or not, but I'll throw it in there anyway.
All right, let me know.
If we are. Anyway, Gabriel Davis, Ayuk, Dearness Johnson, Deontay Foreman, PPR pick 1, flex. Yeah, I'll take Ayuk there for sure.
Again, yeah, we mentioned it's a tougher matchup, but realistically, he's the much more proven option out of those provided.
Yeah. The Colts have allowed the second most yards in football to tight ends. Henry scares me in this game. I mean, they don't really use Henry a whole lot unless they're down near the red zone. So could Henry catch a touchdown in this game? Probably, but I don't think he's going to be a huge threat to do a whole lot of damage yardage wise. He's never really like his season high probably of yards this year is like 50.
Like in his career, I thought you meant okay.
Sorry, yeah, his season high with the Patriots so far is like 50. They don't use him a whole lot, in between the 20s or whatever. DV Severe says I have Patriots defense, Colts defense, Eagle. Yeah, give me the Patriots defense. Eagles defense is kind of intriguing just because of the spread of that game and the fact that Heineke might not be playing or whatever the case is. But I think people will probably be back from COVID list by then on Tuesday, so I'll probably just roll with the Patriots D.
Yeah, again, I think that it's going to adjust itself, but currently Washington does have, I believe, 24 players on the COVID list, which is just ridiculous. I mean, it's funny. Again, I don't think the NFL is going to postpone any games like that, aside from like later in the week. Whereas in the NHL, we've seen literally 5 teams already be like barred from playing by the league for the next week. So,
Yep, including my Leafies.
Yeah, facts. Next 2 games, today's game against Canucks is canceled, and then the game tomorrow against the Kraken is canceled. So, yeah. Should I start Bucks, D, or Dolphins?
Bucks.
Yeah.
Bucks. Both Saints offensive tackles are out.
Yep.
So, I mean, I actually did a pickup contest with a couple of my buddies, and I actually took the Saints against the spread, which is fucking sacrilegious of myself to do. But the spread, do you know what the spread was?
11.5.
Yeah, like I was like, I don't know if we're gonna beat them. I don't know if we're gonna kill them. Like we play each other closely. I figured the game would be a little closer than that.
And that's kind of where I'm at with the Dallas spread, because like I love Dallas, don't get me wrong, and I think they should win big. But with what we've seen kind of offensively, I want to kind of see them get back on track. The current spread for the Cowboys and
10.5.
Yeah, no, it's 11.5. It rose.
Oh, really?
11.5 road favorites. Meaning on if they were at home, they'd be like almost 18-point favorites.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, that's a lot. But either way, not with betting. Let's get into some questions. Choose 2 non-PPR: Jones, Javonte, Dylan.
I'll roll with the first 2 there. High upside, low risk.
I agree there. I agree. Stevenson or Barkley, flex full PPR. I'll go Stevenson.
Taking Stevenson.
Yeah. That's crazy to say. I never thought I'd say going.
Yeah, like I mean, the Cowboys' run defense has been pretty good this year, and Barkley has not been. So I'll take Stevenson there.
Here, click next. Wilson Jr., Reynolds, or Singletary. I'll go with Jeff Wilson there.
I'll take Jeff Wilson with Eli Mitchell out, but I'm not excited about it.
I agree. Hollywood Brown or Javonte Williams, non-PPR.
I'll take Hollywood if Lamar is playing, but if Lamar is out, I'm going to take Javonte Williams there.
You're not going to know that though.
I think isn't the Broncos game at 4?
Oh, did the Ravens?
They're both at 4. I think both of those games.
Ravens Packers got moved out of prime time. I forgot about that. Yeah. You can hold off to that, but if like Lamar is playing, I don't mind going Hollywood. Yeah. Sorry, I thought the Ravens Packers were still prime time, but obviously they moved it.
Yeah. Start Stevenson or T Higgins. I mean, scoring format might be a little helpful here. If this is a full PPR, I might go with T Higgins, but in half or standard, I think I go Stevenson here.
I agree.
We already got that. Jimmy G or Tua. Give me Tua there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tua's been playing well.
Yeah, he has been. Pick 3, please. Ramondre Stevenson, Mixon, Chubb, J-Rob, Jeff Wilson. I'll go with the first 3. Stevenson, Mixon, and Chubb.
Yep.
Pick 4, Barkley, Gibson, Freeman, Van Jefferson, Parker, Mooney, Jeff Wilson. Okay, so Barkley, Gibson, and Van Jefferson are definitely in my lineup. Yep. And then I'm probably going to go with Freeman as my other option, but Parker and him is pretty... I think I'd go Parker actually over Freeman, to be honest.
I agree. I don't even think Mooney's out of it, but I do agree with those options that you said.
Yeah, so give me Barkley, Gibson, Van Jefferson, Devontae Parker there. Fellas, 10-team, full PPR. How do you feel about the squad? Prescott, Hill, Barkley, Patterson, Najee, Godwin, Tyreek, Kittle, Folk in the Dolphins defense, Ayuk, Knox, and Odell on the bench. Love the stream. Yeah, appreciate it, Evan. Squad looks good. You don't have any real weaknesses. You got an elite tight end, maybe not an elite quarterback, but a good quarterback option. Sorry, Danny. And you got obviously some good pieces everywhere else. You're definitely in a great spot there.
Don't worry, I'm joking. Until Dak Prescott has his comeback game, which I think is going to come soon. Hey,
I think it's going to be this week, dude. I have him stacked up in DFS all over the place.
I think it's going to come this week too, because we got the boy Sam to tweet that out. So
true.
The other day.
Yeah.
My fantasy doing more wins throughout the season. It ends in week 16. I'm in first, but only one more win above second place. So, yeah, good luck, JPV. Hopefully you can clinch that first place.
No, you know who's the ultimate jinx on Twitter? Halfway through the Vikings game last year, Trevor Sikkema tweeted that Tom Brady was broken.
And then that's when he had his run.
He didn't lose again after that. It was a bad first half, man. He just tweets Tom Brady is broken, and we literally didn't lose the rest of the season and in the playoffs.
If people want to say that about Dak, I'll be happy. Dude, again, I'm gonna sound fucking biased, but there's so many similarities with this year's Cowboys team that there were with last year's Bucs team, and you can't even deny that. At the beginning of the season, beginning of the season, the offense was carrying. The offense went through a slump. That's when the defense started picking up, and then when the offense is going to pick up, like the Bucs did last year, the Bucs were unstoppable down the stretch.
Well, our defense is the one that carried us to the bowl.
But that's what I mean. Like your defense at the beginning of the year was struggling, then it picked itself up when the offense was kind of going through its rut, right? The Cowboys defense at the beginning of the year, obviously the offense was better. These past few fucking weeks, like you check EPA, you check yards per play, you check every like advanced defensive metric. The Cowboys have been near the top, particularly because they've gotten healthy defensively with Gregory, Parsons, and Lawrence. Like that's probably the best pass rush in football right now. Like no bias.
Yeah, it's been definitely very good.
So either way, let's stop talking about the Cowboys. Let's answer some questions. Pick 3: Mixon, Chubb, J-Rob, Ramondre, and Jeff Wilson. I would go with Mixon, Chubb, and Ramondre.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of James Robinson hate coming after us. In my DFS articles, I wrote that I'm fading James Robinson because the guy's gonna get 35% ownership, and I'm not having it.
100%. I mean, I want again, like they're gonna say, "Oh, James Robinson's the bell cow again." Yeah, Daryl Bevel's gonna say that. But
he could be the bell cow; it'd still not be that good because the fucking Jags still stink.
I agree. No, I'm definitely taking Texans spread in that game. I think it's -5 for the Jags right now.
Like, in the pick'em that me and my buddies did, I took the Texans as well.
I like that. Kirk or Burrow. I'm trying to remember the matchups right now. You got Vikings.
Cousins plays the Bears. Burrow plays the Broncos on the road.
Also go with Burrow. Oh no, that's close.
That is really close. I actually do have them back to back, but I have Cousins higher, and it's mainly because you got Burrow on the road and Mile High. I'll take Kirk Cousins.
That's fair. Yeah,
the Bears. The Bears just the time of possession. The game will be a lot more fast paced in that one too. Both the Bengals and the Broncos run a pretty slow paced offense, so not a whole lot of offensive plays in that game. So I'll take Kirk Cousins there on Monday night. Rolando, start Jeff Wilson or Penny. Give me Rashad Penny there, Rolando.
Chill on the spam, guys. Put your questions in once. Yep, listen to Spicy Hot. Handle a question quick. I'm going to quickly send him the link so he can kind of moderate this.
PS says, oh yeah, he's answering questions here. Boy, FYI, not really sure what that is. Jimmy G or Tua. Yeah, Joey already got to you. So we got David says half PPR. Aaron Jones, James Robinson, Javonte Williams. I think we already answered this, but Jones, Williams, Stevenson.
We answered that. Let's just try to get off the repeats quickly. Focus Zerline. Focus against a hard matchup against. I'll go with Zerline. I think he should have a good game against the Giants, specifically because the Cowboys.
Folk's a beast, man. Give me Folk. You're being biased here. Folk's a beast.
The reason why I'm saying that is because Cowboys' red zone offense been bad.
I don't know, dude. The Patriots are a field goal offense. That's how they run their offense. They take the points.
That's fair.
Hey, give me Folk, bro. He's like the best kicker in fantasy right now. I'm pretty sure.
Is there even a thing as bad kickers against or bad defenses against kickers?
I mean, probably not, but you got to figure the Colts are kind of like that, though. They're kind of like a bend, don't break type of defense.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't mind that. Again, I don't play in any leagues with kickers.
I don't either, but I know Folk's really good this year.
Well, listen to Corbin. Corbin probably plays more kicker leagues. Thanks, fellas. Yeah, anytime. I think we already answered this, but Mixon, Chubb, Ramondre. What's up, guys? We already read that. Devontae Smith, Pittman, Foreman, Judy, Pollard, pick 2, PPR. I will go with. I mean, Pittman obviously got going up against the Patriots. It's a tough matchup. I'll probably still go with Pittman and Devontae, though. I don't know. Where you lean here in PPR? Probably still go with Pittman and Smith.
Yeah, I'd still go Pittman and Smith, but Pittman's got a fucking brutal matchup.
Yep. We actually got another super chat here, how where we left off, but appreciate that from Edit. $1.99 super chat. He says PPR, Stevenson, Javonte, and Gibson, pick 2. I'll go with Stevenson and Gibson here. I'm assuming you agree?
Yeah, I will as well.
Yep, and again, as always, appreciate the super chat. I actually think I saw Edit in I was in Ron's stream for a little bit when we started the draft yesterday. I think I saw him in there. So cheers to that. Click where we left off quick.
Yep, got it. So JPV says, you sure Kyle Pitts over Schultz non-PPR? Okay, so here's the thing with Kyle Pitts, and I wrote about him in my DFS article. So this is why I like Kyle Pitts this week. Kyle Pitts has played 71% of his snaps total on the season from out wide or in the slot. So he's basically a wide receiver, and the 49ers just allowed both T. Higgins and Jamar Chase to have huge games against them. And their starting corners, Emmanuel Mosley, Jason Verrett, all of them are out for this game, and they're out for a while now, too. They're both on IR. So I'm taking pretty much anybody against the 49ers secondary right now. They're not playing well on the back end. So give me Kyle Pitts to get a bounce back game. Plus, and here's the added thing. I'm on bye this week and I have Kyle Pitts, so I don't need him to have a good performance. And now he's going to go off.
Hopefully. DJ Moore or Pittman. I'll go with DJ Moore there slightly, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Saw Spider-Man for yeah, dude. Again, yeah, I saw it last night, and all I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but if you haven't seen it already, make sure you go watch that in theater. That's a really good movie. Have you seen it yet, Bush?
I'm not a big Marvel guy, to be honest.
Fair. Even if you aren't, like, that's a great movie. Jared, why'd you
The
have
last Spider-Man movie I saw was Spider-Man 2. So that just
damn.
shows up. Like I've seen less than 5 Marvel movies in my entire life.
Jeez. You saw
Yeah.
Endgame, right? Surely.
Nope. Why would I see Endgame? I don't follow the series.
Okay.
I've legit here's the Marvel movies I've seen in my life. Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Batman: The Dark Knight. That's probably it.
Batman's not even Marvel.
Isn't it? I don't fucking know. I don't watch
DC
Marvel
is
movies, man.
DC.
All I watch is sports and comedy.
It's fair. Who should I flex between Jeff Wilson, T. Higgins, and Javonte? I'm starting Ramondre and Gibson's my running backs, Devontae and Diggs and my receivers. This is close between format again. If it's half, it's Javon. Okay, I was thinking T. Higgins or Ramondre. I go T. Higgins regardless. I'm assuming you agree.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. We left off on Jared here, but we actually got another super chat here from Flight Zone. Appreciate that. 499 super chat. He says Wentz, Tannehill, or Cam. Also Schultz or Conklin. So first part of this question, you got Wentz going up against the Pats. You got who's it? Cam.
Titans and Steelers. Cam going up against the Colts tonight. He's on the Patriots anymore. Cam against the Bills.
I'll go Tannehill.
I'll take Tannehill as well.
Also Schultz or Conklin. Give me Schultz there. Flight Zone, again, appreciate that super chat. Where did we leave off real quick?
I got it. It was Jared, but we already answered it.
Yep.
So Alex says Rip Hawkinson thankfully held on to Schultz all season, picked up Hooper for some flexibility in the coming weeks. Any other advice or players to keep an eye out for at tight end? No, I think you're probably good with those two guys.
Yeah, I agree. Garoppolo, Dak, Burrow this week. Consider Garoppolo plays Atlanta. Also go
still
Dak.
Taking Dak.
Yep. Brock, I may not want to. Yeah, the problem though is that in that draft, I think Pollard went like round 6. Like that's pretty crazy to me because again, he's still gonna have workload limitations. I don't think that they're just gonna hand the reins to Pollard. Like if Pollard was like a round 8, round 9 pick, I'd be in on that. But if he's gonna find his way to that round 6, round 7 area, I can't bite him there. This membership is off.
On the private chat said this man said Batman. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know Marvel movies.
Scott, I would not start Robinson here out of these options personally.
True.
But yeah, you'll see where we left off. We actually got another super chat here from Flight Zone.
Flight Zone. I could have just saved you $5, man. You could have just became a member and you got super chats all the time. Again, that is the benefit of being I will take both the super chats though, so definitely appreciate that. But
appreciate that regardless. But Wilson, Penny, Sony, and Boston Scott need 2 in PPR. I would this is close. I would go with Penny and Sony here personally. I just don't trust Jeff Wilson. I mean, even if he's had the workload, he hasn't done much with it regardless these past few weeks. And with Sony, again, we don't know how the split's going to look like with Darryl when he comes back, but he's been playing well enough to the point where I do think he's going to have a significant role. And although we can't trust Pete Carroll, all signs have really pointed to the fact that the Seahawks want to try to give Penny a chance to become that main back. And he's looked efficient when he's gotten volume. So I'll go with the 2 players here that have actually looked good when they have gotten the volume with Penny and Sony.
Yeah, I'll take those 2 guys too.
Click where we left off quick.
Was it Scott or was it JPV?
Either way, we answered Scott.
Okay, so it's JPV then. Kamara getting more than 14 points non-PPR. Yeah, he should be okay. Even in a standard league, I think they're probably gonna go to him pretty often in this game.
Agreed. Start Njoku over Ertz to be safe. Ertz has a hamstring issue.
No, I'll still go with Ertz.
Yeah, I agree there. I don't mind. And Njoku as a way too early best ball pick is really good though.
Not bad.
Myers, Bateman, Boyd, full PPR. Because you're not going to know about Lamar. I don't mind with starting Myers here.
I'll just take Myers in full PPR. Yeah. He's probably good for 5 or 6 targets.
Agreed. Jacobs or Fournette? Give me Fournette if he plays easily.
Yeah, easily Fournette if he plays. Again, you might not know. You will know that because Jacobs plays on Monday now. So, yeah, I'm going Fournette.
A little shout out to Anthony from the Tone Setters League. I need a big game from JT. My brother-in-law started Kelsey. He has started with a significant league. Wish me luck. Yeah, appreciate that, and good luck, man. Hopefully JT can get you over that edge. Need help before game 8:20. It is currently 8:20 on the dot. So
yeah, I think we already got it. Barkley.
Okay, perfect. Yep.
Yeah, he was the one we answered. earlier.
Perfect.
He also says pick 3 here, and he gives us 3 options.
Hopefully you got there. He gave us 4 actually. Barkley, Gibson, Robinson, Stevenson. But
Oh, true.
should I be worried about Henderson, Michelle split? I have both, but I'm considering starting Devontae Parker. Worried?
I don't see.
No.
I don't know how to like deal with this Rams situation, to be honest, because we haven't heard anything realistically outside of, Michelle. They want to continue using Michelle, but like Henderson's still going to be involved. Like, again, if you want to play it safe, I'm okay just rolling with Penny, because you got to figure he's probably going to get a bigger workload than Michelle on like a median range of outcomes. But on the high end, I think Michelle has a higher workload ceiling than what Penny can give you, because we've kind of seen Michelle take the reins completely for the most part. So I probably would just wait it out until Tuesday and decide between those 3 running backs. And if we see, Henderson's going to be limited, or Henderson's maybe not even playing altogether, then you just roll with Michelle. And if we hear something like they're going to split carries or whatever, maybe you go with Penny.
Yep. No, that's definitely fair. But should I start half PPR? Patterson, Henderson, Carter, Javonte. I would go with Patterson for sure. Patterson, Javonte for sure.
Yeah, I'd go Patterson, Javonte.
Should I start Zeke or Miles Sanders? Give me Zeke still.
Yeah, I'll take Zeke Elliott there.
You don't have to skip ahead for this one, but Bush, how do you know the? Okay, so basically, it's through Draft Sharks. Bush obviously.
Yeah, so I use 2 different. Well, there's 3 different sources I use for ownership projections. So the DFS percentages, one part of it is like a little bit of feel as well. Like I've been playing DFS now for a little bit, and I kind of understand how the like field's going to go through stuff. But I also we have Fantasy Labs and then FanShare through Draft Sharks, and then PFF projections. So ownership projections are kind of just like an aggregate in my mind of all those sites, plus a couple other tools that I have, like Fantasy Labs also has like a buzz tool, people who are, using optimizers, putting certain players into their lineups very often. And James Robinson is going to be probably 40% owned.
Yep, I agree. How many rush yards and touchdowns for Jonathan Taylor tonight? Rush yards, I'd probably, again, like I don't know what the exact over under is.
Give me like a 90 rushing yard game.
I was gonna say like 83, yeah. And then I do think he scores 1 touchdown, but I can't peg him for more than that. Because when this team gets to the red zone, it is literally all Jonathan Taylor. I think I heard a stat. The difference between him in second place in red zone opportunities is the same difference between like 2nd and 30th or something like that. It's insane.
Like, it feels really good being like, that was my primary point for him in our draft guide. Why I said he would be a league winner was scoring opportunities, right? It was the Dalvin Cook blueprint. So yeah, I definitely love to see that for JT.
Again, look, we were very fragile running back going into our drafts. The reason why we had McCaffrey, Cook, Kamara ahead in their own tiers, why Cook was in that tier, was because of elite red zone usage and elite rushing upside. Jonathan Taylor has just been a better version of what Dalvin Cook was last year, which is pretty remarkable to say considering.
It's really the breakaway plays, really, I think, is probably more what we're getting out of JT than we were Dalvin. And we got some out of Dalvin last year too, but I think that's what JT, like, because JT's a better athlete than Dalvin Cook, right? So he's giving you a little bit more in the breakaway play perspective.
I mean, you can make the case he's the best athlete at running back.
You can make the case that he's exactly what we wanted Saquon to be.
Yeah. No, I think he is, man, honestly. Like, it's sad to say at this point, because I still think Barkley will bounce back. But, like, everything we expected from Barkley is what we've seen from Jonathan Taylor. Like, even in Saquon's rookie year, as good as he was, as a pure player, I don't think he's as good as Jonathan Taylor is now.
Definitely can make the argument for it.
Risk it with James Conner, go with Jeff Wilson. Give me James Conner. I mean, the upside's way too much to pass.
Yeah, I think regardless, James Conner will be just fine in that game.
I'm
taking Conner there as well too, Scott.
Tua or Wentz.
Tua easily.
Yep. Should I go with Devontae Parker tomorrow or Ramondre Stevenson? Not close there.
Yeah, I guess you probably would have missed that decision already, but I would have gone with Stevenson for sure.
With Harris out, would Bolden be an option at all? I mean, it's not the worst because we have seen pass catching upside, but like he's probably like the RB35 type, like RB35, and I think you should have better options than that. Unless you're playing like a showdown and you want to throw him in, whatever. Are we dropping Swift?
Don't drop Swift.
Yeah.
There's nobody you're going to pick up that it has the ceiling that Swift has.
Yep. Preseason night, Colts, Cowboys, Super Bowl. Danny's right, but I mean, I could see that happening. I mean, with the way Jonathan Taylor's been playing, they sneak into like the 5 to 7 seed, go on a run. Like, yeah, it could happen. And That would be super fun for all the Wentz versus Dak arguments we had way back in the day, even though we kind of know unanimously the answer of that now. It'd be fun to see them square off with the ball on the line.
Yeah.
We already answered
We
that.
already got to that. Brian says Garoppolo or Tua
Who's a better
PPR.
pass
Tua's going to.
catcher?
Yeah, Tua is a better pass catcher, but hopefully Lamar is active and you can just go with him.
Yep. I love that you said take the points and then pause. Is that a shout out to take?
Yeah, no, it's just an inside joke because
Yeah.
Flet's is a Patriots fan, and anytime they take the points, he'll literally just put take the points in our chat because it's really funny that they always they'll never actually go for it. They'll just take the 3 points.
It'll be 4th and inches on the 10-yard line, and they're just kicking the field goal just to
Got to take the points, dude.
Yeah. Pollard or Edmonds? Give me Pollard. Give me Pollard.
Yeah, give me Pollard as well.
Paul or Woodley? I mean, given what we saw last time, you got to go with Paul, right? Like Woodley looks atrocious.
I'm getting fleeced in the chat right now by the Batman take. Cooper Kupp or Devontae Adams this week? How the hell is this a decision that you have to make?
I mean,
and why? Who is your? There's no other receivers I would start over these guys. So
I go Kupp, but what the fuck?
If you have any other receivers other than these two, these are the number 1 and 2 receivers in my rankings right now. So I would not, and maybe a Tyreek already playing. I don't know how you would have had to sit one of these guys, but these are my number 1 and 2 receiver on the week. With Adams, technically, it would be the answer to that question for me.
the Batman chat, they love it. DK Metcalf again, another what the heck,
bro? What kind of league are you in?
2-man league.
Yeah, give me Stephon Diggs though.
Half PPR more from Carter as flex. Give me more there, Harvey.
Yeah, I'll take more there also.
Sit one of these options. Oh my god! Your name is Sherry Stackpool. That is a stacked pool of receivers, that's for sure.
But I'm probably gonna sit
I
don't want to sit one of these guys.
I don't. Maybe Deontay. Maybe
I'm not sitting Deontay. He has the highest target floor of all these guys. I'm gonna sit Debo probably, to be honest, because we haven't seen him getting the targets lately. That's the only reason why I'd sit him.
What a question, though. Eh?
Yeah, no
Can
kidding.
you not flex one of these guys, or?
Yeah,
I'm gonna hit you up on Discord before tomorrow. I have Robinson in my flex, but you're making me want to switch him out. Yeah,
he's a fine flex option. I have him inside my top 20 running backs. I would just start Stevenson, Gibson, all those guys ahead of him.
Agree with you there. Need one for my second flex spot. PPR: Julio, Marvin Jones, Sterling Shepard, Jeff Wilson. Give me Julio. I know.
I'll take Julio or It's between Julio and Marvin Jones there for me, but I'll take Julio Jones.
Tua or Hurts this week. Give me Hurts there. Again, it's gonna be tough because he does play on Tuesday, but all accounts, he should be able to suit up for that game. But yeah, we caught up to all the questions. 26 of you still in here. Any last question, little shots before we get off? Probably give it, another minute. It's 8:29 here. So
sure. And I know what you guys are thinking. Yes, we will be live tomorrow morning. Yes, we will be live Monday at whatever time, 4 o'clock or whatever.
Oh yeah, I guess
because we have a game at 5, so we'll be live before that. We will be live on Tuesday before 7 p.m. kickoff.
Live
we got
on
2
Thursday.
games on them. Live before Thursday, so you're going to see a whole shit ton of us for the next couple days.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys enjoy it like that, regardless. But
yeah,
week 15 stash suggestions.
Khalil Herbert.
I was gonna say Ronald Jones as well with Fournette.
Yeah, Ronald Jones too. Yeah, and really, if you want to go, Josh, if you want to go back to the video that I did called, mustache playoff players, they're still all relevant guys. Nothing's really changed.
All high
because the way I did that video was if in a scenario where all the starters got hurt, how would I rank the handcuffs? So if any of those handcuffs are available, Darrell Williams, fucking Khalil Herbert, any of those guys that I talked about, just go, throw them on the end of your bench. You don't need to, realistically, if you have the Buccaneers defense or something, you don't need to roster a second defense, in my opinion, because they have a great playoff schedule. So just, drop your second defense and go pick up a guy like Khalil Herbert or Darrell Williams or, whoever, Ronald Jones, whatever the case is.
For sure. But Grabashian, y'all go to AA. Appreciate that, man. Glad you've enjoyed the stream, and hopefully we see you for these next few streams. Tighten up, boys. Yes, sir. I mean, you guys got the Steelers, so that should be a pretty.
I took the Titans in the pool that I did with my buddies. So
they're 1/2-point favorites on the road, right?
The book I saw had the Steelers 1-point favorites.
Interesting. So it swung. Who y'all got tonight? I think the Patriots close this one out, but I think this can be a 2017, 17-14 type of game.
Yeah, I think the Patriots win this too.
Herbert and Ronald Jones, my big money league, all because of you guys. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So hopefully they pay off for you at one point. We'll check it out. Thank you anytime there, Josh. Stash, P-Ryan or RJ, give me Ronald Jones pretty easily there.
Give me Ronald Jones too.
Yeah. People texted in our chat that they were looking for both of them, but I had, bro, you knew. Carl says few beers for the boy. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a couple brews once we head off the live. Head downstairs, watch some good football. This is a really good game that's gonna be happening. So pretty excited for the future. When NFL season ends, what is next? Oh man, you again, you could look back at some of our content after last season, but we did a way too early draft, dynasty decisions.
We did way too early rankings. We did. I'm going to go over. So during the offseason, if you were following JPV, I did a video series like what makes a league winning running back, quarterback, wide receiver, tight end. I'm basically going to go over the results of what happened this year. So somewhat of like a running back wrap up of the year that happened, and what were the trends that we saw, who missed, who hit, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to basically go in depth in that when the season's done. So all the stuff that we just mentioned will probably take up like the month of January. And then once we get into February and late January, we're going to get into prospect stuff, right? We're going to be talking about the NFL draft, the NFL combine, free agency, et cetera, et cetera. And then obviously we'll have the draft, and then it's, full dynasty content ahead.
Yep. And Jared said in the chat, but one of my favorite videos we did last year, and I'm sure the one that you guys are going to get a lot from, is the What We Learned video, where basically we kind of go over what exactly happened in the season, what takes did we make going into the year, what exactly transpired, and how we can, from a process standpoint, be able to apply that for future years. And again, once we go over that, we're going to go over the video we did last year, kind of relate it to what ended up transpiring and how we can learn. So that's a very good macro-based type of video.
We'll probably also do a micro one too of like our superlatives from our draft guide, going over our busts and our sleepers, etc. And some of the videos that we did towards the end of the offseason. Remember, like we did our own like top 5 sleepers, top 5 busts and stuff. Where I had Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Allen Robinson as my top 2 busts, looking pretty decent on those two. But I did I had my who are your busts?
I forget off my head, but I know
Joe Mixon was one of them.
Robert Tonyan, tight end, which I mean, it was transpiring.
Chris Carson was one of them, which was pretty good call. And injuries being a big reason for that.
Carson, we had a bunch that we kind of just.
I had Russ as one of mine too, and I think that was also probably a pretty decent call.
I feel like we kind of just agreed simultaneously for the most part, or most of our bus picks.
Zach, we'll quickly close this one out. Zach says, where do you hope Deshaun and Russ land? I hope Deshaun goes to Carolina, personally. Actually, I mean, as a Bucs fan, I don't really want him to go to Carolina, but for DJ Moore's sake, let's get this guy a real fucking quarterback. So
I can see him landing in Miami as well. Obviously, that's been a very prominent rumor recently.
Russ, I think Russ is going to go to the Giants, personally. I think that's where he's going to go.
I can see it. What we learned this year, how our bowl takes. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. I was gonna start the Eagles defense, but switch to the Vikings. Somewhere the Eagles Redskins game. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind making that.
Erring on the side of caution in that situation is probably smart.
My opinion, you guys should do more mock drafts. I think we all learned in those crucials. Yeah, I mean, heck, during the offseason, hopping on a mock draft, whether we go live, whether we do underdog drafts, whether we just record it again, quick, easy. You guys enjoy that. But we're gonna definitely mix it into our overall schedule. Again, last year at about, I think, March, April, we literally just made a whole schedule of our entire offseason. We're going to do that again. So if you guys are tuning in now when we're less than 9K, get ready for that growth to come, hopefully, when we're, continually growing through the summer as you guys keep enjoying the content. So the whole Seahawks team underperforming is my biggest hit. Yeah, I mean,
I was pretty off of them too. I didn't have a lot of exposure to them on underdog drafts, and I don't have any Metcalf or any Lockett in any of my fantasy leagues except for one dynasty league that I have Lockett on.
Yep. Both of us agree there, but either way, about 48 minutes again. If you guys haven't already liked the stream, hit that like button. We are going to sign off. Enjoy football. Saturday football. It's crazy to think about, but either way, peace out, y'all. Enjoy.